Okay, so I watched Double Team, and I've got to say, the thing on my mind about Double Team is the the only bad part of it is the entire premise, and that can really fuck up your perception of a movie. So if you just think like the premise is there to allow the movie to happen, you got to eat your broccoli, then you can have your dessert, as they say, then it's fine. But if you know, if you're someone who just compulsively overthinks things, you sit there for the whole movie going like, this doesn't make any sense. Why is this happening? None of these motivations ring true. Yada yada yada. Like, the movie operates on the assumption that you inherit the wealth of people you murder. Like, Van Damme's parents are murdered, and their money just evaporates. And then Van Damme's murder the murderers, and the implication is that everything is now fine, that the wealth has been returned to them. And like so many action movies, it just ends when the antagonists are killed, and you are left wondering what the fuck actually happened. Like, two prominent businessmen were murdered. That doesn't just like transfer ownership of all weird stolen shit. And like the fact that Gardy McMustache bodyguard man just vanishes for 25 years and then returns. Like, there was never an investigation into the murder of Van Damme's parents. There's no legalese going on about like the property that they owned. It just transferred to the antagonists. It's all insane. Like, and no one except Van Damme aged in 25 years. Yada yada yada. The premise of the movie is so awful, it's jarring. But the movie itself is great. I think Van Damme does a fantastic job of portraying both characters differently. I think the antagonists are cool. Like, they're not the greatest movie villains, but they're villainous, and I accept that. And they have a lot of sub bosses, so you get a lot of like, boss fights, which is a cool thing in action movies. Whereas like two people have been built up wrestling match style. It's like they're both powerful, and you get swept up in it. And you go, what's going to happen here when Van Damme fights Bolo Young? Um, yeah, I think it's a good action movie that doesn't make any goddamn sense and can be a bit frustrating for that reason. Like, everything just happens so the movie can happen. Even Alex's objections are just immediately overcome by just the need for the movie to happen.
I hear all kinds of bullshit every day, pal. You want some advice? Take your fancy clothes and your black silk underwear and go back to Disneyland.
That's it. I guess you and I, Frankie. Like always.
Okay. You want some real action, tough guys? Let's do it.
Every plot point that comes up, there's no reason, particularly for Alex, but also for Chad. Like, there's no reason for either of Van Damme's characters to go along with this story. They both just do, and they just like literally shrug and go along, and that's it. So yeah, poorly written, but delightful movie. Definitely in the top five. Definitely a necessity for any Van Damme collection. Next, I don't know. I won't make a decision about what to watch next. Actually, no, I should. I should edit these too. Little decision. Next, I'm gonna watch Nowhere to Run. It's been a long time. I don't think it's in the top tier, but I do think it's a classic. Yeah, we'll find out.